You know, we're always on the hunt for the next big thing to make AI smarter, right? We're talking complex algorithms, huge data sets, massive breakthroughs. But what if I told you the secret wasn't some complicated new technique? What if it was something just incredibly simple? Let's get into it.
I mean, really think about that for a second. What if you could get way better answers from the AI you use every day with just one copy-paste? I know, it sounds like total clickbait, but it turns out there's some really fascinating research from Google that actually backs this up.
So a team of researchers at Google found this technique that is, well, it's almost laughably simple, but the results are surprisingly powerful. They call it prompt repetition. And yeah, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. So what is this weird trick?
Okay, get ready for this. This is the entire trick. That's it. You just take your prompt and you paste it again. The exact same words twice in a row before you hit send. No rewording it, no adding fancy instructions. Literally just copy, paste.
I know what you're thinking. Come on, there is no way that actually does anything meaningful. That was my first thought too. But this is where the research gets really interesting. Let's actually look at the proof. So the team at Google didn't just guess this might work. They were super rigorous. They tested it across a whole bunch of the big, popular AI models that you and I are probably using right now.
All right, so take a look at this chart. For each of these models, the dark bar is the performance with a normal, single prompt. The light bar is the performance when you just repeat the prompt. And just look, across all these different kinds of tasks, the light bars are consistently higher. That jump isn't just a little bump, it's a very real increase in accuracy.
And we could put a hard number on that. They ran 70 different head-to-head tests comparing a normal prompt to a repeated one. And the repeated prompt won. I mean, it was statistically significantly better, a whopping 47 times.
But here's the most mind-blowing number in the entire paper. Out of all 70 of those tests, guess how many times the normal single prompt actually won? 0. Not a single time. The repeated prompt was either better or was a tie. It literally never made the results worse.
And if you want to see just how wild this can get, look at this. On one task, which is basically just find the 25th name on this list, repeating the prompt took a Gemini model from getting it right only about 21% of the time, all the way up to almost perfect, 97% accuracy. That's not just an improvement, that's a total game changer.
Okay, so it clearly works. The data doesn't lie. But why? It just feels so counterintuitive. Well, the answer comes down to the fundamental way these AIs actually read what we type. You see, most of these big models are what we call causal language models. And that word, causal, is the key. It means they read our prompts in a strict, one-way direction, from beginning to end. So when the AI is looking at the first few words, it literally has no idea what the last few words are going to be. So think of a normal prompt like a one-way street. The information can only flow forward. But when you repeat the prompt, you're basically creating a loop or a traffic circle. Now, when the model is processing the first copy of your question, it can already see and attend to the second copy down the road. Every single word in the prompt gets the full context of every other word, right from the very beginning. You're giving the AI the whole picture at once. And here's the kicker. This is maybe the best part. This trick is essentially free. Unlike other methods that make the AI write these long, rambling answers that take forever, this one doesn't make the answers longer, and it doesn't add any noticeable wait time. It's a pretty serious performance boost with basically no downside.
But all right, before you run off and start doubling up all your prompts, you got to know that this isn't a silver bullet. Like any good trick, you have to know when to use it and when not to.
And this slide lays it out perfectly. On the left, you see those massive gains for tasks that need a direct, factual answer from some text you provide. But on the right, for stuff like complex math problems that require step-by-step reasoning, the improvement is tiny. And why is that? Well, it's because when you ask an AI to think step-by-step, the first thing it usually does is repeat the prompt itself in its internal thoughts. So you're not really giving it anything new.
So let's boil this all down into a super practical guide. You've now got a brand new, incredibly simple tool in your AI toolkit. Here's the final breakdown of when to pull it out. Here's the cheat sheet. You're going to want to use this trick anytime you need a direct answer, like pulling a specific fact out of an article or for multiple choice questions. That's where you'll see a massive accuracy boost. but you should probably skip it when you're asking the AI to do complex, multi-step reasoning. Now, the cost is basically zero in terms of time or answer length, which is amazing. Just be a little careful. If your prompt is already super long, doubling it could push you over the AI's context limit.
And that kind of leaves us with this one last, really fascinating thought. These AIs, they don't think like we do. They have all these strange quirks and non-human ways of working. So if something as simple as just repeating yourself can unlock this much more performance, it really makes you wonder, right? What other simple, powerful secrets are just sitting there, hiding inside the AI we use every single day?